lot of like the party that I didn't videotape. I don't know why, but Gasparilla was going on, and a buddy of mine came down from Weeki Spring Hill. A buddy I met at Walmart. But he's cool. We talked quite a bit, and so he ended up coming down and got my camper, and then we ended up, I guess, going to Gasparilla, sort of, like more like Soho. Soho's the really happening spot, put it that way. I mean, there's definitely not a lot not happening, if that makes sense. Anyway, it was like completely just packed. I mean, it was just unreal. And it wasn't that cool that night, which was great. And so we went to the main spot there. And I don't know why I didn't record anything. I guess I was just having fun. Then Rodney and I went back to the camper, and we parked right by the, like where all the stuff was going on, and had a good large amount of people coming in and out of the camper. Then we ended up taking these girls to some hotel, and I'm having a baby. No, I'm kidding. We just drove them, and then they were nice, and we drove them, and then I don't know. We ended up staying at this hotel, like just in the parking lot, playing music, and we just were drinking and having fun, and I don't know, we had like a good load of people coming in and out of the camper. I'd say a total of about 20 people all night. And it was a lot of fun. And then we went to bed late, woke up and didn't feel amazing, but then Rodney went back home. I went and got like propane and just got a bunch of stuff. And then I'm back in my prison cell now. So it was like a work release party. I guess I should have videotaped it. It was kind of fun. I guess I forgot. But I'll try to remember next time, maybe. It's just so hard. Like in the truck, it's a little easier because there's nothing going on. So I can kind of like just record, but. Plus the hard part is, like these parties, there's like fun stuff that happens for like maybe 10 minutes, half hour, 40 minutes, but it's like touch and go. Like sometimes it's just, plus we play music, or I do, and then YouTube blocks it, the video, I think, and I don't know. Anyway, it was a pretty fun weekend, and I spent way too much money. And then, I don't know, back to like trying to keep a stiff upper lip. It's like, the owner dude, he's like whining about he's like, you have like 14 violations on your logs, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't care, dude. He's like, well, what if someone like crashes and they crash into you and it's not even your fault and they die and your logs are illegal, and making up all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, but I just don't care. I didn't say that. So he's just like pleading with me to like follow the logs, and I'm like, well, you want something on time, and you want the logs and all this stuff, and my check again wasn't, like, not enough. So I'm kind of trying to be nice about it. I mean, the thing is I'm still making money, and to jump into another truck and blah blah blah, it's just a runaround, too much to do, even though I could make almost double if I tried other outlets. Or anyway, I told them I would not violate, which I haven't really even checked if I did. If I did, I'll just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I mean, likely what's going to happen is I'll follow the rules, but they're definitely not getting anything on time if it doesn't. I mean, if I can get there on time and everything's good, yeah. Really, the biggest problem about it is driving or not driving when you want to drive. And that drives me up a wall. You could do PC like, it's like a off-duty status that you can use, but they only give you like an hour to like, oh, I had to move because whatever. But I use that up all the time. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm just praying I can get through the next 2-3 weeks. That's about all I got in me. So I left Sunday. Oh, so that was the beginning of the bad week. I'm not gonna say bad week, but it's not going that great. Then I kind of back into this dude at the parking. There's a Flying J parking lot. And I knew it from before that it sucked. Like some of them, they don't give you enough space where it's just not enough to, I mean it is, but it's really tight. And I'm normally really good at backing, but I guess I've been kind of like not caring as much. Maybe I was just like not, anyway. But I barely tagged this guy's bumper, but of course it was like a brand new truck, and he was like some like employee guy, and he's all worried about getting fired. I'm like, dude, it looks like a rock hit your freaking truck. It's right on the front, barely anything. Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So that was a little bit of an ordeal. So it was like, and that was that. And then, well, yeah, I went to the pawn shop. Our fake gold was fake. Not that I care about that, but I just thought I'd update you on that. But the one good thing that I read, I was reading the Bible, and it said, if a man come and plead with you or something, give him all you have or something in that line. And so this scam artist was like literally begging, and he's like, I beg you, God, please. Like he was like, I don't know, really dramatic. And so I did my part, you know. Yeah, I got scammed, but I mean, there was really no way, because it was like really, it looked real. It was like a very authentic looking scam. So the only thing I could have done was said, oh, you're full of shit. You gotta mind you, this guy's like begging, like he's like almost crying. Like, I mean, he was a good actor. I don't know. Like, oh, my wife and kids and da 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 da. And, I mean, nothing really added up, but he was just like, so that, I don't know, somewhere in the Bible I was hearing it. It was something about giving unto if they're begging, and I don't know. He was begging me, that's for sure. So whatever, I didn't really care. I just wanted to know if it was real or not. So I threw that away. I'm surprised because it was really heavy, and it wasn't magnetic, which gold isn't magnetic. So I don't know, the guy said it was like, I forgot what he said. It was like a fraction silver, like some of it silver, but whatever. So yeah, this week's not going fantastic. Now I gotta follow the logs. My checks have not been as big as they should be. Got into a little fender bender, and our goal that was gonna make us $10,000 turned out to be a bunch of crap. That's about my life right now. And it's cold out. But, you know, I have this little regimen I do. Why is the damn frickin' not focused? That just pisses me off. Why are you not focused? My regimen is, I am thankful because I got my arms and my legs and my eyeballs and I can breathe, and we're still gonna make $1 million no matter what because we got a plan. So anyway, we're good. We just gotta like push through this little cloud here. It's Sunday. It's not even Monday yet. And okay, so as far as current moment, went to the yard, got this load of something. I have no idea what's in it. It was at the yard where the truck is. Like, the owner went and got it, so it was preloaded, ready to go. I'm dropping it off in Alabama, in some city in Alabama. I don't know where. And we got about an hour to drive to get there. It was like a 9-hour drive. And I left this morning from kind of like Tampa, or the Flying J there on 75. It's a crappy, their lots are, if you drive, you know what I mean, like, they put the lines too close to where, it was stupid, because I was like literally hugging, I don't know, I was doing it typical and normal. I'm normally pretty good at backing. It was just in a bad moment, I guess. I think I was just aggravated. I didn't want to go back into the prison after having the big party and the chicks. So, whatever. So now we're back in the truck. At least we're like recompensating our loss. Now we just got to figure out the money and how much time I can endure this. Oh, man. I wonder why. Is this going to clear up? Like, why doesn't it get clear? Anyway, so yeah, I had this little idea, but like I just gotta figure out a way to make. That's not anything. Well, okay, so my idea. You realize that? Well, if things were retarded right now, like there's a guaranteed way to get rich. I know it's guaranteed because it's not even like some extraordinary business plan. It's a really simple way to get rich, dude. It's guaranteed. The guaranteed way to get rich, but there is no guarantee because of the market. So we do have the vulnerability of the market, so there is no guarantee. Hypothetically, let's say the market was stable, like just even barely stable. Like right now, it's just very unpredictable, and I think most people would agree. But if the market was barely stable to like stable to really good, the guaranteed way to get rich, and I'm on my way already. And this doesn't even have anything to do with the business plan. And this is only going to apply if you're willing and able to sacrifice your life to the plan. You have to be 100% devoted, which means you can't have a job. Well, you can have a job, but you can't be devoted to the job. Actually, you could be, really. Okay, here's the plan. And I'm like, it took me like 4 hours, maybe 2 days. I would say more like 20 hours when I was driving the limo. I gotta go left. I gotta think here real fast. And this route has been kind of stupid. Why? Because damn it. Sorry. I'm saying damn it because I know you don't want to hear me snooze. This route has been non-stop traffic lights ever since I got off of I-75. Retarded. Roads like this, small 2-lane freeway, no rest stops, no loves, no pilots. Luckily I have enough fuel. And, you know, just, it's fine, but just too much stop and go cities. It's just no major freeway after 75. Like, I don't mind the little jaunts after, like, you know, the cool, like the mountain ones where you're like, you know, you're off the beaten path. It's like kind of fun. But I've been on this kind of 2-lane, like, city roads and traffic and nothing big freeway oriented for probably 6 hours now. So it's been okay. All right, so how to get rich. Hope I don't gotta make another turn. I don't like to talk and I gotta like kind of concentrate. And then I was parking again, and I swear I was gonna hit I had to get out of that spot. I just couldn't get oriented right. I don't know why. So I found another spot, and I'm doing the same thing I always do and normally park. I mean, I've parked thousands of times probably. Well into the hundreds backing. Never had a problem. I do it the same every time, but for whatever reason, this parking lot was just stupid. Anyway, alright. 5 miles. Alright, I guess we can. Let's see. Alright, so what you do, I mean, it's pretty simple, really. It really just comes down to having the regiment in your mind and implementing it. So now I will explain where the guarantees are not guaranteed if you don't have the discipline. But I've been pretty on it, and I'm only in a lull because I got the money that was rolling and increasing that's invested into my camper, which is going for sale this summer, considering the market. And so those are the two things. So anyway, so what you do is you pretty much, this is all geared at buying and selling, or really just income and spending. Two things, income and spending. So first thing you gotta do is live off half your income, which most people can't do, but I was doing it, and you can do it. Additional note here. Well, not additional note, but to reiterate on the plan, you have to be completely devoted to the plan because you can't just save money. Like, you gotta work your money. So the only other downfall you could make is if you're not really good at looking for what would be called a deal, or where you lose so much because you invested in, let's say you bought something, or so you can buy something and lose money and not get rich. But the whole thing comes down to a real, probably simple, kind of simple way. I mean, okay, like you could do it with cars or just items, but the whole thing is you just can't lose money. So if you were gonna buy a $5 Big Mac, or let's say Whopper, $5 Whopper, if you're gonna pay 5 or 6 or 7, you're never gonna get the plan and never gonna do it. So you can't buy it for $7. You gotta buy the Whopper for like $1 or $2, right? So it's pretty simple, buy low, sell high, right? And you don't always have to buy it. You can do this with your job or whatever. But if you have a job and you're living off of half your income, well, imagine every time you get your check, half of it goes into the bank. But you gotta work that money too. So that's why it's better to just completely live with the system, because your time now, if you're working all day, where are you going to have time to come home and spend the other 50% that you're saving to work that? Where you just live your whole life with the regiment. So now you have 50% of your money or income or whatever you make profit and that's all you do. So what I've been doing, and I would say the first year to 5 years could be, it's going to be a very gradual increase, even though I'm still doing the 50%. So you buy a car for $1,000. Let's just say cars, because I was doing cars. But this is how it's going to eventually manifest. So you have $1,000, or you buy a car for $1,000. You put $500 into it, and then you sell it for $3,000. So now you made $1,500. Now, so you have $3,000. But now that $3,000 isn't yours. In fact, you only have $750 because you still have your like 50%. So, oh yeah, the 50%, by the way, that you save, you never ever get to spend that till you die. You're only working that capital till you die. So that becomes your job, is the 50%. So you took your 50% and bought the car for $1,000. Let's say you had $1,000 to your name, or $1,500 to your name. You need the $500 for the. All right, so you have $1,500 to your name, which you would never do because you still need money to live off of. But let's just pretend like you have enough to live off of, which isn't very much at this stage. You're like eating out of cans, or just very, very minimal. But I'll show you, like, so you got $1,500 to your name. You sell it, and now you got $3,000. Okay, well, your profit was $1,500, right? You made a $1,500 profit, so you live off of half of your income. So now you got $750 to eat with, or live, or party, or do whatever, which is what I did. So let's say, which I have done pretty close to that. Most of the time I've done better than that percentage-wise. So now I have $750 to blow or just live on. Now you do have a time frame, because once you run out of the $750, you're starving or you have nothing. So you got to kind of like gauge the time, and you got to be like working the money still, so you can get more than the $750. But now, so the $750's gone, right? Which means you have $750 plus $1,500, which is $2,225 or something, right? Or $2,250. So now your 50% working money is $22. So then let's say you find another thing for $1,500, and you spend $500 to fix it up, and now it's $2,000. You sell it for $4,000. Now you remember, you gotta always make a profit, and you always have to live off of what that profit, half of what that profit is. So if you work hard and don't make, let's say you kill yourself and do all this hard work, and you get an investment and it's just not gonna return, well, you're gonna be like not living very well. So that's where the discipline comes in. Or you get a job like this, or just you gotta just, but inevitably the 50% is always being put away. So the reason why I'm kind of on a lull is for, I'd say, two things, maybe three. One is it's wintertime. Two, all the COVID nonsense. Three, somewhat, is the market is just, I don't know if I'm going to add four. But, I guess just the market, just who knows, and it's like I'm not really feeling like I'm willing to spend any money, because my capital, that 50%, a lot of it is wound up into my camper. So where I will really probably start to gain some traction, considering the market isn't crashing or it's not below horrible. So that's where so we all would have been rich maybe in the next couple of years. So I don't know if we have to wait it out, or if we don't invest in anything and we just work, But this 50% is always kind of like either there literally in cash or it's in assets. But once those assets are sold, now I got to pay back the 50%. So I have a 50% ongoing incremental savings, working capital, and then I pay that back, and then I count my profits, and then I take half. So after the camper and everything, like, who knows what I'll get, because I might have to drastically go down or just sit on it and wait, like kind of what I'm doing. Like, I was gonna flip another camper and get some capital so I can get more capital into my camper and just get it sold. And like I said, then from there, I mean, I would say it's really gonna amp up my working capital. And I might not even, I'm like looking at trying to maybe buy a business or something, anything I'm gonna do. Like, I just want to buy and sell. So that's through the Get Rich Guarantee. 50% you live off of your life, no matter what. And that's it. It's really simple. It's just keeping track of it and living that way and suffering through the downfalls or figuring out a way to get through it. Like, if the market wasn't slow, or like I said, it could partially be this time of year, but I don't know. All I know is from my little research, and not just watching the news or all the dumb crap, but specifically selling campers, which I'm kind of focused on just because I think that's my best bang for my buck. I don't know. I gotta wait. So in the meantime, I'm just working here. And really, even here, I'm living off of probably only 10% of my income, because all the money I'm making is going to either back into the 50% so-called, even though it's more. Like, technically, I could spend half my check, but I probably only spend $100 a week at the most. So I'm going way over 50, but we're in stagnant mode. Anyway, so if it wasn't for COVID, we'd all be like driving Lamborghinis right now and just like breaking stuff for fun. Isn't that gonna be awesome? One day we're gonna do it. Alright, we gotta go straight. So can we make it through? I don't know. Everyone's like, the crash is coming, it's gonna come, it's gonna be bad. And then Trump comes on, he's like, everything's gonna be awesome, it's gonna be better than ever, and we're all gonna be rich. So what is it? Are we going off the cliff, or are we skying high in the plane and the, you know, what is it? It's like, nobody knows. And then you watch like economic people, nobody has a clue. Everyone is just in a, kind of in like shock. They don't know what to think. Businesses are just existing, and I mean, maybe that's why the scammers are coming out more. So I don't know, what's your take? You think we're gonna, you think it's gonna just catapult, or I mean, can we even make it to 24? I mean, you know, Trump's running. I mean, I would say the consensus, most people feel he's coming back. Hopefully, you know, what sucks is he's saying 24, but does that mean we're just letting the rats go? The rats get to go and they just get to go back to their nests and regroup, like we don't exterminate them? I think they need to be exterminated. So what is going on at Hardee's? What the hell? Wow. Dude, there's like 200 cars at G's. I don't know what was going on there. I would have turned the camera, but it was like Hardee's and some who knows what, but the whole parking lot was full of cars, and it's Sunday. I don't know, who knows. So, wow, we're at 30 minutes already. So we're gonna drop this off. Watch, we'll be in the middle of the ghetto, and they're like, "Well, you can't drive more than 5 miles away." Just kidding, but that ain't happening. Like, that's another thing when I'm like, when I drop somewhere or anywhere, I don't park in the ghetto. But anyway, it's Sunday, it's quiet, and we're driving a truck, and that's about it. But everyone I talk to is doing like nothing. Like, the very few people I know, they're either just doing the same routine, but no, I guess it's just, like I said, it seems like like everything's on hold. But for the most part, a lot of people are just sitting at home, like, not doing anything. They're on their phones. If they are at work, they're maybe just doing just general stuff. Like, there's just no hustle involved, I don't think. Like, no one's hustling out there. Like, yeah, man, I got this going on, I'm doing this, and, you know, I got like doing all these things. Like, usually I find somebody doing that, because, you know, I like to interact with people that are ambitious. But either I'm just not running into them, or I just think it's just two things. It's that time of year, and with the COVID thing, that it's like a double negative. Not that it's negative, but we're regrouping, we're hibernating, and maybe that's why I have like 12 subscribers. Ha ha, yeah, dude, 12. Dude, all we need is a few more, and then we'll be rich. We'll just start selling advertising. But people probably watch this like, wow, this is just so dumb. Why do I even watch this guy? I'm like, I know, why do you? Probably because at least I'm like rambling on about something else than just, who knows. So, a lot of stuff going on, but nothing, you know, like, in the news, it just seems like a stupor. Everyone's in a stupor. It's Twilight Zone, and here we are. I'm just thinking once the weather breaks, I don't know if it'll change it, but for me, I think partially why I'm just a little bit is just because even in Florida it's cold. Like, if it was a warm summer, like 80s at least, like, I'm just a little bit, I think people in general are more, you know, the people even that are traveling or vacationing, they see the weather, you know what, let's go down to Florida for a week. But temperatures have been very cool, so you're not going to want to do much Florida stuff. And then it's like, why does anyone want to go outside when it's cold? They don't. Decides to go to work. So it's just kind of like that moment, that mode right now. So the best thing to do is work, I guess, right? And here we are. How do we make the best of it? I don't know. Because I'm not going out to eat like I did before. Like my last trucking job, I was making almost triple what I'm making here, which I could still go do, but I'm not. But I was spending like a lot of money every week on just nice going. I'd go out to eat almost every day and spend a lot of money on food, or just whatever I wanted to, because I was like, well, I'm making that good of food. I was making that good of money, I guess. And plus I figured if I'm in my prison cell, it wasn't as bad of a prison because I went out a lot. So this, I'm barely going out, so I'm making less. And I still go out here and there. I mean, I go out at least once or twice a week, where before I was going out 4 or 5 and spending 3 times a lot more money. Where here, I've been eating in the truck literally every day. I go to Publix or a grocery store, and all I'm eating is like food out of the refrigerator, pretty much 6 days a week. And then I'll go and have a beer or something. But, and you know, I guess it's the same, but it is nice to just be able to order food and not have to like make something up. And what's going on here? This dude's like, I don't know. Alright, so unless I come up with something really awesome to talk about, we're just gonna like drive a truck. Now, would you guys prefer I just don't say anything and just watch the road? I can do that too. Like the dude again, you want to see, like, there's a guy on YouTube, and it's really depressing actually, but it's really interesting. It's interesting enough, and I don't care to watch anything. Like, I watch stuff that other people watch because they're watching it, and I'm like, oh, you guys like this stuff? And I'm like, maybe I should like it. Can I go left on this road? I don't think so. On this light, no. But it's called, just type in, if you're bored, Kensington, Pennsylvania, I think. Kensington and Pennsylvania. Yeah, I think it's near Pittsburgh, I think. But it's literally it's just a guy, he doesn't talk and he just videotapes, but it's like, I'm not even gonna tell you, you should just watch it. It's like, it'll blow your mind. It's like kind of depressing, but maybe I'll let you like see. You would not believe, it's like, it's just unbelievable. Kensington, Pittsburgh, Kensington Street. It's Kensington Street. I don't know what the title of it is, but it's just some dude on a dash cam. It'll blow you away. And you'll feel like, wow. Pretty sad. You won't be sad as much as shocked. So we watch that once in a while. This is it. We're driving it. We're driving. Sweet. I mean, this is awesome. Alright. So the whole thing is, it's Sunday. I don't know. We like partied kind of hard Friday, but you know what? It's Sunday. It's almost like I feel like, you know what? If I feel like I shouldn't party or I do it too much, then I need to do it more. Or not that I do it much, but like I always try to push my buttons and push my limits. Like when I don't want to do something, I'm like, why aren't you doing it? Like, why aren't I going out tonight at another bar and just staying up really late and doing shots and having fun? And I'll tell you why, because, you know, you're drinking and then you wake up, you're like, but you know what? I really believe this, 2 things. One, if you moderate your intake of alcohol, where you're not like drunk, you don't wake up with a hangover. But it's hard to do. I believe everything in our lives, every single thing, 100%, and I'm sure most people would agree, is discipline. Discipline and moderation. Like, so everyone has a different key of what moderation is, but as long as you're living in your moderation, like lifting weights, like some people can lift 200 pounds, so that's their max weight. So lift 100, 150, and that's moderation for them. Where 150 for someone that's like a 6-year-old kid, that would take them out. So moderation for the kid would be like 10 pounds. So everyone has their moderation, and it's that's what you dial into. So, but pushing the limit, I guess, or just the two things is like, you know, go out and drink. Oh, and then also you can increase your moderation through just like, if you're really just in, like, you know, when you're partying and you're just screaming and you're having fun and you're celebrating, if you could do that really intensely with a low alcohol intake, lower on your moderation level, like your adrenaline and your, like, I notice like the more energy and more I kind of like, just kind of like have an energy with like not heavy drinking. I don't wake up in the morning like with a hangover. So it's like you're kind of like have this, you're just happy to be alive maybe, or, you know, you're just like excitable and burning. And I think what you are is you're burning off that alcohol to some degree. And as long as you're not like overdoing it, you'll wake up kind of feeling good. So then I'm like thinking, you know, it's like commonplace to be older and you like don't party as much. Like, I think people that, well, I mean, you see, I think you see older people that are, you know, I think that, like, look at the people that party a lot, but they look healthy and happy. Like, I guess you gotta like look at where you want to, like, who you want to resemble. Like, not drunkards, obviously, but people that are living well. Like, you know, they drink a little bit, they're exciting, they're having fun. You know, they go to bed, and then they eat healthy, and they have a high endurance. So when I like think, oh, I should just go to bed, then I'm like, no, dude, you need to go out. Like, it's just my natural thing to push my buttons myself and be like, unacceptable. So maybe I will force myself to go out tonight. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I gotta follow these rules. I got a freaking ticket for the thing. We got scammed. We're not making as much money. And I'm driving a truck. I should be depressed and sit in my truck and dwell on how bad things are. Or I just push against it and go forward. And we go to a bar, and there's just hot, rich chicks everywhere, and I find one, and she's like, hey, I really like your style, and my dad owns an airplane. You want to go to, like, Greece for a month? I'm like, let's go. A good creative imagination helps, too. I mean, it has happened to some dude I met somewhere in the world. Not often, but I'm sure it has once. Anyway, we're at like 45 minutes. We got 30 minutes to go. Taking a left here. So we're driving a truck, that's it. And you know, the only time I talk is when I'm talking to you guys. Otherwise, what do? I listen to the news, or I watch these videos, sort of, or I listen. I mean, I can sort of watch them, because I put the screen right there, you kind of glance at it here and there. And we watch these airplane crashes. When I say we, it's just me and my imaginary friends, meaning you, kind of, and this is gonna blow out 2 tires. Alright, I guess we're gonna go. Where are we gonna go? Nowhere. Like, I'm gonna hang up the phone with you, and I'm just gonna exist in my prison cell, contemplate reality, try to figure out how to, like, stop this nightmare. I mean, it don't seem like a complete nightmare, because, you know, we got options, but right now it seems like the only option is to keep driving and continuing the prison sentence. Why don't I see? I need more faith in my life. Like, I could just quit the job and make it happen with no money at all. airplane mode. Like, I don't care what anyone else thinks is urgent. Absolutely no one's waking me up besides some person in the vicinity, which I'm usually at a truck stop, so it's fine. But yeah, I go to bed, the phone goes off, and I sleep until I feel like I'm 100% rested. And then I undo the airplane mode and I cringe my teeth to see like who's gonna complain, or like, you know, we called you 18 times, like 20 text messages, but it doesn't matter. I just turn off my phone and then they'll deal with it. So that's one good thing. But my hours are back to not the way I want them. It's like I'm almost done for the day and it's 9 o'clock. Like I'm back to the normal time shift, which I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it, but I guess I'll just deal with it because I'll have to. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Love you, bye.